On with the agenda. There is more to come. Unfortunately, excuse me, I mean fortunately, there is more to come. Brian, who is the eldest of the sons, the eldest of the children, Roy and Eleanor, is going to now read some tributes from other family members who could not be here today. So I shall turn over the microphone to Brian. Lower. Yes, the eldest and the least drained of the children. Okay. I actually echo Janice's comments about Cline. I mean, I know a lot of you, especially the church crowd and Dorothy, are extremely well acquainted with our family home of 62 years. So it was a major milestone about a year ago when the house went up for sale. There was a lot of effort put into place on behalf of my siblings and mom and dad to clean the house up, and it was really nice. Ross discovered a few hidden treasures there that he read a little bit earlier. But as Janice mentioned, mom and dad are quite happy in their new abode at the Carlingwood retirement residence. I'm sure those of you who are email friends with Mom, a few weeks after she moved in, at the bottom of her emails were, "I love it here. I absolutely love it here." So she took her a while. We had to speak with the general manager because, as you know, especially Mom is a little quiet and reserved, and it took her a while to come out of her shell and meet the other residents, but she managed that after a little bit of time. It's really nice because we have representation here from the community where my siblings and I grew up. Obviously, the church community, Trinity, they're still going. It's great. They're still going, despite the fact that Dad's no longer able to drive there. It's just great to have that. And I have been in church in the last 5 years, despite what I heard a little earlier this evening. Yeah, we have and Dorothy is nice to have. Oh, no. Jerry. I mean, it's lovely to have Dorothy as what I would call a representative of the Cline Cres community as well. I mean, Mom and Dad were the last of the original owners to move from Cline. Dorothy moved a little bit earlier on, but still in touch. This past year has been somewhat difficult. In particular, Mom lost dear friends, Wilma Ward, a few houses down the street on Cline. Her friend for over, I think when you moved in, that was when you first met Wilma, as well as your childhood friend, Pearl Lavchuk. So it has been, there has been some significant losses. I know the church community has had losses as well. I actually recall at the last party that the 60th at the end, we asked if anyone would like to speak, and Brian Hartley, who's quite eloquent, spoke, and that really touched me. So, and obviously, my siblings and mom and dad lost our brother Dave years ago. So there is a big empty spot at the head table, and he's always in our thoughts and in our hearts. Anyhow, I have a few messages from afar. I must admit I was a little concerned when actually Janice and I were over at Mom and Dad's a few weeks ago, and what I had heard was no out-of-town guests. And like Laurie and I live in Renfrew, so I'm not quite sure if that applies to Renfrew, but fortunately, Dad spoke up and said, "No, I think we should allow Renfrew." So, fortunately, Laurie and I are here as a result of Dad's intervention. However, there are a lot of out-of-towners. We heard a few of them earlier from Janice, our niece and nephew, who have been working for about a year and a half in Arctic Bay, Baffin Island, which is an amazing place, and a few other people. So this morning, I had the good fortune to chat with Mom's cousin, Scottish cousin, who immediately, I mentioned this to Rena earlier, she immediately recognized my Canadian accent. Joanne. So Joanne is sort of much like Mom, the last of her siblings around, but a very, very close relationship. Joanne and her siblings traveled to Ottawa, and they had an amazing tour all around. Dad was the chauffeur, the four ladies and Mom, so 5 of them in our van. We used to loan them our minivan, so they went here, there, and everywhere and had a great time. And I had the good fortune to visit Joanne on 3 occasions when I visited Scotland, the last one being when I retired a few years ago with Laurie. So a few words from Joanne. She said, "I wish I could be there. I love them with all my heart. They live in my heart. They're very, very special people who I think of very often." So that's from cousin Joanne. Now, I also asked for a few other emails. I mean, Janice had mentioned the Facebook postings, but actually, Facebook, we got about 35 comments on Facebook when I posted a few of the wedding photos on Wednesday, the actual. So there's a whole bunch of Facebook comments, a whole bunch of emails, a whole bunch of phone calls. But these 2 are from Dad's siblings. I'll just start with Evelyn, who lives in St. John, New Brunswick. Mom and Dad and I and Laurie actually had the good fortune to visit Evelyn on her 90th birthday, a big family gathering before COVID. And that was really the last time that Dad saw his siblings in person. So Dad And Mom, this is from Evelyn. Dear Roy and Eleanor, greetings from the Llewellyn family. I believe that Roy and Eleanor are the first couple that have achieved 65 years of wedding bliss in our families. This is a remarkable achievement and shows how love with respect and faith and partnership between two best friends has made a great marriage. I am sure that the first time Eleanor visited New Brunswick to meet us all, she might have been shy. I think that might be a typo. And was welcomed with teasing, which I agree with, by her future father-in-law, Henry McLeod, and future brother-in-law, George, which continued for many years. George and I enjoyed visiting with them in Florida, and we look forward to their many visits to New Brunswick. And we were often given the royal treatment when we visited their home on Cline Cres. I have fond memories of your wedding day. It was so hot in Ottawa that week. I had to go shopping to buy our 6-year-old daughter, Diane, a cool summer outfit. Eleanor has been a treasured sister-in-law, mother and wife, whom has always kept her in-laws and Roy's siblings well informed about the Ottawa McLeod family over the past 65 years. Certainly wonderful to have that constant communication when we cannot be together often. It is wonderful that Roy and Eleanor have been blessed to have all their children and grandchildren live in the same city, with the exception of Brantford. We are disappointed that we cannot be with you in person to celebrate your happy occasion, but we are so happy that you have a wonderful new home and new friends that you're enjoying on this momentous occasion. We wish you congratulations, love and hugs. Sincerely, Evelyn and family. And one more. I apologize because I'm in between you and dessert. This is from Roy's younger brother, whereas Evelyn was the older sister. So this is Harold and his wife, Aubrey. 65 years ago, I was excited to be on my way to Ottawa for a very special occasion. I was going to be in a wedding party, something I'd never experienced before. I took my car and 5 others along with a trunk full of luggage. We motored through the U.S. and the weather was exceptional, sunny and warm. And as I recall, the farmers in Vermont and New York states were working their fields, preparing for summer. It was a beautiful wedding and reception at the Parkdale United Church. Dr. Cole tied a good knot. I remember well chasing the bridal couple through the streets of downtown Ottawa with horns a-blasting as they left the church to commence their honeymoon. Over the years, there were many more trips to Ottawa, some alone, then with Aubrey, some with Mom and Dad. Every trip we were welcomed with open arms. I do recall a trip to Ottawa when I stayed with Aunt Edie's. Roy was away on his summer assignment in Northwest. Eleanor was staying in your apartment, and she took me to Cline Cres to see a new home that was under construction. The road was rough, muddy around all the neighborhood. Very few houses were actually occupied, but lots of them in various stages of construction. A home that you enjoyed for many years. you have been most faithful in making a trip to New Brunswick, an annual event for many years. You have made more trips to New Brunswick than we have to Ottawa. Thank you for those trips, especially as our parents became more elderly. Also, Aubrey and I thank you for a special trip you made to New Brunswick in October 1966, which was their wedding. Many pleasant memories also include spending time with you on your winter trips to Florida. The years have brought many changes. I have pleasant memories of being able to celebrate your 50th and 60th anniversaries in person, as you may recall. A lot of you were here and saw the girl 5 years ago. Unfortunately, over the years, changes take place, and regrettably, we're not able to join you on this milestone celebration. However, Aubrey and I send you, Bracket, Roy, and Eleanor, our love and best wishes for a grand celebration, and we wish you all the best as you enjoy your retirement home.